Melee Stats is proud to present SSBMRank Summer 2025. The annual countdown of the best Melee players in the world continues with a look at the 50 best players of 2025 so far, from old favorites to new breakouts and so much more. Oftentimes, when a lion finds himself in a field of sheep, the slaughter is just a matter of time. And it seemed throughout the past few years, Crudeau was stealthily waiting in the shadows, ready to pounce. As his results steadily climbed from top 32 to top 8 and beyond, the question was no longer if Crudeau would live up to lofty expectations, but when. This year, Crudeau stood alone as the lion, proving that he is truly capable of breaking through the threshold into Melee's elite. On a spectacular run to win Full Bloom from the winner's side, he was able to best Polish, Crike, Magi, Salt, and Ossify, proving his dominance. He was then able to segue this into a similarly impressive third place at Tipped Off 16, stacking up top wins by the likes of Amsa, Moki, and Wizrobe. As the summer comes to a close, there is no longer any question about Crudeau's potential. He is able to hang with the best in the very top echelon of Melee's hallowed halls. There are three things that are inevitable in life: death, taxes, and Crudeau winning, as long as the tournament's on a Saturday. In the Slippy era where players pick up the game, silently grind, and start notching top 100 wins into their controller within a couple years, it's easy to forget that once Wizrobe and the players of his era were also starstruck teenagers taking down the mainstays of the game. As a top 15 player for nearly a decade, Wizrobe has never stopped delivering moments that make everyone rethink how they should be playing SSBM. He revolutionized how some matchups should be played and continues to optimize the game in his 11th year on the rankings. Wizrobe has inspired a host of starry-eyed Captain Falcon mains that see his playstyle as the truth of how the character should be played. After a short stint with Luminosity, Wizrobe was re-signed by Team Envy this February, which enabled to attend all but one major in the first half of the year. Starting off at Genesis X2, Wizrobe took down longtime bracket demon Plup. Despite his recent step back from competition, it was still a Game 5 last stock set. Wizrobe outlasts, then takes down Aura and Hungrybox to find himself in top 8. Genesis X2 ends there for Wizzy as he falls to the main character of the tournament, Triff, and trade sets with Hungrybox. Over the next few months, Wizrobe finds himself on the losing side of sets against Sunsei, Zamu, and Panda, but takes down Rising Stars Moth and Jchu at CEO 2025. In the brutal heat of Toronto at Get On My Level Forever, the coin flips in Wizrobe's favor as he takes down Moki and Cody Schwab, shattering a record in Falcon vs. Fox against the latter that has made the matchup look hopeless. There are people that play to win, there are people that play to create something, and there are people that play to remind you that this is indeed a video game. Salt plays this game to its limits, her Captain Falcon surging across the screen at a breakneck pace to throw mix-up after mix-up at her opponents. After moving from collegiate soccer to Melee, it only makes sense that speed is the name of her game. She's come a long way from her first Summit appearance, where it seemed like she couldn't take her foot off the gas. Watch her now and see her shift gears on a dime, pivoting from low and slow dash grab tech chases to high frequency stomps in the corner to relentless rushdown. While the engine thrumming at the core of the Blue Falcon is still the same, Salt's gameplay has come a long way from scrapping in Houston. She started the year off with a bang, landing a 5th place finish after defeating the likes of Axe, Joshman, Mar, and Grab at Genesis X2. She stumbled slightly at Altitude Sickness 2 with an early loss to Zealot, but she went on to scoop wins on Kadoran, Chicken Man 400, Aura, Zealot in the runback, and Spark before falling to Jmook for 3rd. She's recently returned from trying to prove that Europe is a deeply fraudulent region alongside Moth, and done well in Mexico, but her results statewide speak for themselves. Salt is a force of fucking nature. Those who believe in a Melee with joy at its core have always known their protagonist. For over 15 years, Axe has fought to prove that video games, even when they're competitive, are meant to be fun. But this year, the mid-tier hero is done playing for the love of the game. Axe is sick of being disappointed in himself, and moreover, hungry to punch his ticket to Japan for Nouns Invitational 2025. A dream come true for the competitor who wears his anime inspirations on his sleeve. What other player dons an iconic battle uniform complete with cape? Gone are the halcyon hours of random battles with Vector Man, replaced now by focus sessions targeting Axe's longtime blind spots, namely his defense. That's bad news for the fun lovers and worse for Axe's opponents. He's posting his best results since 2019 when he challenged for top 3 worldwide, Sure, the wacky tertiaries have been benched, but who doesn't love to see the main character get serious? Well, Axe. Playing against his nature means playing through gritted teeth. The only exception, the laissez-faire environs of Full House 2025, where Axe just so happened to put up his best performance, running through Joshman, Jmook, Zane, and for the first time in 6 years, Mango. Like any good power-up, this one has an expiration date. Axe is committed to playing to win through his trip to Japan in December, then he's letting himself breathe. But don't expect the same old Axe. Ask any of his fellow power-scaling aficionados, the hero always comes back stronger in the end. Jean-Jacques Rousseau once said, "Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet." While 2024 had some bitter moments for SDJ, 2025 is providing fruit by the bundle. The harvest started early in February, where over a 30-day stretch, SDJ took home 4 separate tournament titles. SDJ owes those trophies to grit. At Fight Pit 10, they overcame 4 different last game situations against a murderer's row of top 30 players, and they were only able to clinch the gold at Alabama Regional Crew after a 10-game marathon against Zamu. While it's hard to diminish first place finishes, SDJ's first half of the year cannot be summarized without talking about what happened in Toronto. The stage was perfectly set at Get On My Level Forever. After losing in a devastating last-hit scenario last year and surviving Hungrybox's attempt to rearrange furniture, SDJ found themselves in an oh-so-familiar situation against the greatest Jigglypuff ever. One move was all that separated SDJ from the bitterness of defeat and repeating what happened in the same venue a year before. Patience pays off, however, and with the help of a last-second forward air, SDJ finally got their flowers. What did Moki know about falling through Pokemon Stadium, and when did he know it? Let's examine the evidence. 1. Only a few hours before Full House Grand Finals, Moki admitted that he had completed his main goals in Melee: win a major and kick Zane's ass. 2. The only goals left were personal: cutting out drinking and smoking, improving his content, getting in shape, building a better Moki. 3. He's sitting in a tree, down 2 games to a demonic Cody Schwab, waiting out the fire transformation while the crowd chants "fuck Nintendo." Moki's heart isn't quite in it. That's one motive, but we need to dig deeper. Moki has identified a frustrating pattern in his performances. His best, like Don't Park on the Grass, often come when he doesn't care. His disappointments, like Gommel Forever, come when he tries his hardest. But for every backwards correlation, there's another tournament that bucks the trend. He tries, he wins; he doesn't, he loses. It feels to Moki like he is winning and losing almost by accident. We're expected to believe this? That he can accidentally cook Aklo, Joshman, and Hungrybox? That he can accidentally top 8 Genesis? That he genuinely had no idea that wave dashing was a setup there? A likely story. Look at the VOD. Cody is shocked, Moki is smiling. Nobody knows when or how Moki will strike again, either to fall through our stages or beat whoever sits down next to him. We only know this: he knows how to make it look like an accident. It's impossible to not be enamored with Joshman. It almost doesn't seem fair how he seemingly does it all. Top 5 player, an effortlessly funny sort of guy, and still finds time to do more. Backed by Shopify Rebellion, his good friend and coach Don B, and an international coalition of supporters, Joshman has seen incredible progress in these last 6 months, blowing past expectations to the point of getting documentaries made about his journey. After cracking into the top 10 in 2024, the only way to go was up, and now he's broken into the top 5 for the first half of the year. Even with the success of the year, some asterisks still remain. Problem players like Zane and Hungrybox, appearances by Mr. Electric, Juggless J. Jalkin's working title, and a rough battle of BC placement are the Harrison Bergeron sorts of shackles that weigh down an otherwise godlike gamer. What will the next 6 months tell us? Will we come to see a Joshman unfettered, ascending to a level of Aussie supremacy not yet seen by the eyes of the Melee world? Or will we all be made bogans left to dream about it? It's been nearly a decade since the reign of the 5 gods. New champions of Melee have come and gone, and yet, improbably, Hungrybox remains. After all, Hungrybox's hallmark has always been to keep one foot squarely outside the Smash world, despite his legendary resume. In the era of the 5 gods, he was the one who took time off to finish his college degree. In the post-COVID era, he has occasionally stepped back from Melee to focus on his variety streamer career. It's possible that Hungrybox's relaxed approach is the secret to his longevity, but don't confuse it for a lack of passion. We're talking about the man who openly wept in front of a CRT, nearly overwhelmed with emotion minutes before closing out the final game to win Genesis X2, his first major in nearly 3 years. This is a player who truly cares, enough to call out Nintendo again and again for its attempts to stifle a competitive scene that hasn't always treated him as a fan favorite. Nobody is safe against Hungrybox in 2025. In addition to winning Genesis and CEO, HBox scored his first victory over Zane in years, a hard-earned 3-2 win at Full House. The era of the gods might be over, but this old trickster deity is still more than capable of playing spoiler to anyone's bracket run. Zane's touch can be felt in almost every part of modern Melee. From the moment he first cracked the MDVA power rankings in 2016, he revolutionized Marth play with his innovative approach to the character. More recently, his epic rivalry with Cody Schwab has breathed new life into the game's top level. But in 2025, Zane applied his considerable talents to a new area of Smash, the pop-off metagame. Zane's pop-off at Get On My Level Forever was the stuff of legends. After defeating Hungrybox in Grands, he erupted from his seat and cartwheeled across the stage, eliciting whistles and cheers from the raucous Canadian crowd. Objectively speaking, Zane has had a good 2025 so far. He placed first at Gommel and Battle of BC and second at Tipped Off with wins over Cody Schwab, Mango, and Hungrybox. But for a champion of Zane's caliber, these results are nothing special. Bringing every character to Grandmaster on Slippy, now that's special. So is taking Kirby to a number 38 rank on the leaderboards. When you've achieved all there is to achieve in Melee, you start going for the weird stuff. For Zane, wins that might define another player's career are simply footnotes on the way to low-tier Slippy dominance. But his thirst for victory is far too strong for him to stay in the land of suckathons forever. It's only a matter of time before Zane tops the podium at a major again, and when he does, buckle up for the pop-off. Overcoming adversity is a hurdle many of us seem to idealize as some deep struggle. For Cody Schwab, it seems like his morning routine. Bounding over hurdles both personal and in-bracket, 2023's #1 player finally returns to his place of power this season. And yet he's still somehow not sponsored? It's unreal at this point, honestly. Get this man some money, he's got dogs to feed. While his generation-defining rivalry with Zane sits now at 3-3 for the year, Cody bounced back from a 5th at Genesis X2 and a 2nd to Zane at Battle of BC7 to take Nouns Bowl, Full House, and Tipped Off from losers. That's 3 trophies in 6 months. What makes Cody so much better than the rest of the field right now? Some say it's his tech skill, his absolute ability to freak it on the sticks in a way that seems inimitable, while others might point to his patient neutral and ability to react uncannily fast off the dashback. However, if you were to ask Cody, the X factor, the sauce, the juice, is his mindset. The best of his tournament runs have always seemed to come when he's feeling good and just having fun, unburdened by the weight of the outside world or by his own expectations. If 2025 Cody can look like 2023 Cody, this year could be another year of Schwab dominance. We'll all just have to wait and see.